I'm back. I'm sorry. I have no excuse for you except that I've just been lazy, uninspired, and that's about all I can say. Uh, so, for those who've held on and waited for me, welcome back. For those that are new and maybe new since the last video I put out, welcome. I'm glad you've stayed. I'm glad you've waited on me. I do apologize about the baby sweater. We did get the arms started, and next week I will try to get a video out on what to do with those arms. If you have worked through the arms or worked through one arm, what you do is you get you some yarn or a stitch holder and you put that onto the stitch holder. So you slide it from your needle onto the stitch holder so you don't lose your stitches, and you put it aside and you work on the next arm, and then you can put it on the same stitch holder or a separate one, and then we'll start the body. But I will try to get back on here and get that video done this week about the arms, and maybe even get you started on the main body of the sweater if I can. I'm been I want to say I've been real busy knitting, but at times I have. I've been trying to get a prayer shawl done. I think I had mentioned this in a past video or two, but friends of ours lost their son and her brother, son brother, and so I made mom and daughter a shawl. So mom and sister is getting a shawl, and my aunt made dad a pair of slippers, because for a guy you don't make a shawl. I don't think. I mean, if I don't know of any guys who would wear a shawl, and I didn't want to do a blanket. So my aunt was kind enough. She made the booties, and we prayed over those. And I've got to block the shawls, and then I'll show that. I left it in the other room, so I'm not going to get up and run off and get that and all that. I'll show that next week when we get ready to start on the baby sweater again. I got my February hooks and needles set in, and let me tell you, it was a big disappointment. A big disappointment. I know that when I got my January box, I fussed about it being full of the crinkle paper, this stuff. It was just packed full with it, and I said they could go with maybe half a box or maybe even use tissue paper. I got the box in. It was a little bit crushed. I don't have the box now. A friend of mine asked me if she could have it, and I told her yes, she could have it, because everything would fit in the January box. Yeah, there was nothing in the February box. No tissue, no stuffing, nothing. Everything was just laying in the box. And they could have put it in a box about this size. And maybe, about yay deep. I'm going to show you what I got. Again, so I canceled. Well, I couldn't cancel. I could only put everything on hold through April or May. I don't know if it went through June, but through April or May, maybe June. So I guess I have to write into them and tell them that I want to cancel. because I don't want to have to keep going in and suspending. And my hair, I know it looks awful, and I apologize, but I took a shower right before I started this video because I needed a shower. I didn't want y'all to smell me. No, I just needed the shower. So I know my hair looks awful and everything. So in my box, I got 2 of these. It's called Winter's Wisp. It's hooks and needles yarn. It's 50% organic cotton, 50% organic wool. 136 yards. Of course, it says 100% natural fibers. It's a lightweight 3, requires a 4 to 7 US needle, and they don't give you hook size because this, I ordered the knitting box, so they don't give you the hook size on this. Now, if you ordered if you order the crochet box, you can find better. Trust me when I say you probably can find worse boxes too. But I think if you want to spend the money, spend a little extra and get a nicer box. But I bet if you order the crochet box, it'll have the crochet hooks you need on the needle. You can machine wash. Do not machine dry, so lay flat to dry. It says you can iron it. I gotta look up a couple things because I'm not sure what the square with the circle and a P is. So you can get on hooksandneedles.com, and they sent another booklet with the patterns in it, and I will show you that. I got 2 of them. 2 of them. Let me see if I can find the correct book. Yes, I have the correct book. So you can make that basket. I think it is. Let's see, let me go to page 7. Because that tells you what the pattern is. Well, okay, here we go. Yeah, page 7. It tells you all kinds of things in this book. That's why it's so big. I'll read you the table of contents. They have a greetings. I could read that. I could read that to you real fast. Greetings, knitting family. We're thrilled to welcome you back to Hooks and Needles. Remember, this is my second box. Get ready to embark on a cozy adventure that will warm your heart and ignite your creativity. But first, let's take a peek at what's waiting inside your Another Hooks and Needles box. And I've showed you the yarns. And this time they did send double point needles. Yay. Double pointed needles. And then they also sent me, now this was nice, I will say, this was a nice little gift in there. Oh, it would be helpful to put it upright, wouldn't it? These are little wooden buttons that you can attach to your finished projects, and they say handmade with love on them. So I might be attaching one of these to the baby sweater that I'm working on, and I'll get into all that in a minute. Got those, the yarn, and this book. And then, of course, it says detailed instructions for the project of the month, tips and tricks for mastering in the round, and that's the greetings. And, well, not all of it. This month we invite you to explore the wonders of knitting with double-pointed needles. So, see, even though I told them that I was an advanced knitter, they're still treating me like I am a beginning knitter. It's a technique that opens up a whole new world of creativity, whether you're just starting or looking to expand your knitting horizons. We're here to guide you every step of the way. Gather your supplies and let's embark on this wonderful knitting journey together. With love in every stitch. Melissa, founders of Hooks and Needles. Okay, and then they introduce page 6. They introduce this month's yarn, and in here they have article of the month, which is the incredible journey of knitting. And I might go read that. That might be interesting. What's inside your Hooks and Needles box? Of course, that's part of the greetings. Introducing this month's pattern and wrapping up. So let's go to page 7. And it's a mug cozy and coaster set is what they're talking about. So let's see if I can find a picture. Here we go. There you go. You measure your mug and then you make it to that around, you know. They show you how to cast. Let's see, they show you how to cast on. They show you how to knit. They show you how to do the pattern. Here's a different picture. So that one doesn't have the button. It just slides on. Folks, let me tell you. And it shows you how to get that one and how to do and you know, it just has instructions. So that is it. It wasn't this basket. I'm sorry. I was thinking it was that basket. But no, it's coffee mug set. Coffee cozy and rug set. That was in my second box. That was it. Hooks and Needles. You could add something a little nicer into your boxes. You know, add a little extra. You know, maybe a stitch marker, a customized stitch marker, a sample of tea, maybe even a hand lotion or a trial size bar of natural soap. Or, you know, trial packets of wool wash that would be nice. But something more in your packs. So, as you can tell, I'm not really thrilled with the Hooks and Needles. I've seen better out there. They're a little more expensive. I can't afford to order them. My mom, well, I still got to get with my mom. I still haven't had Christmas with her yet. She's been very sick, but she's doing better now. Thank goodness we got through COVID twice. Not us, my mom did. For her age, that's wonderful. And she's a strong woman. Of course, I come from a family of strong women. Strong, hard-headed, kind-hearted women. I will tell you, the family that I come from, the women in that family will do pretty much anything for anybody. Most of my granddad and my great uncles that I had met were the same way. Two of my uncles helped start the local fire and rescue. So, you know, I mean, they're good family, just hard-headed and rough and tumble and tough. Of course, the time they came from, you had to be tough or you wouldn't have made it. My great-grandma had 16 children. 14 of them lived to be in adults and have children, who have children, who have children, who have children. Um, so no, I don't know all my family. The majority of them, I live around them. Still don't know them all. Uh, we used to have family reunions when I was little, and we would have upwards of 200 people at them. Family. There might have been some friends that came along. I'm sorry, this is bugging me. I need to get me a something on my face, I guess. So that was that. And I thought I had something else to show you or talk about. However, guess I should have bought the finished shawl in here. I should have bought the baby sweater in here. I was gifted, so it's not really anything to show you, but a couple weeks ago, so as you know, I belong to Tops, which is Take Off Pounds Sensibly. I've been struggling. I gained instead of lost, and I'm struggling to ungain it, to lose it, of course. But one of the ladies bought, well, okay, she didn't bring it to me. She bought it to give to whoever walked in the weight room first. Because I knit. My aunt my Aunt Doris, who taught me to knit, to crochet, to cook, and to sew, by the way. She was more like a mom to me than an aunt, or a big sister, actually, because there's only 17 years. But she knits. We have a lady who comes to it that she's my aunt of the heart. She's a friend of my aunt's and my friend too now. She knits. And we have another lady who comes who crochets. We have a lady who comes who used to tat, but she can't any longer. Her age and her hands, have taken a toll on her. I have her tatting stuff, and I'm going to hopefully learn to use it soon. So between my aunt of the heart, and the other lady who comes that crochets, she was going to give it to one of us. And I think there's a couple other crocheters in the group, but they don't bring their stuff with them. Like my aunt and my aunt and my special aunt, they bring theirs, and the other lady brings hers once in a while. So I happened to get there first. I happened to get in there to weigh in first. I am the only one that would use that yarn anyway, because it's baby yarn, sport weight or lighter. Except for, I think there was one thing of medium weight, which I may take back and give to the one lady who crochets, only because she is having a rough time with money. She doesn't have a lot of money. So I'll probably take it to her. I don't know if I told you about this, but I don't think I belong to it anymore. I haven't seen anything out of it, and she probably kicked me out. But I had joined a group called Yarn Angels, or Gifting Yarn, something like that. I don't even remember the name of it. I thought, oh yeah, I'll do this a couple of times, and then I can drop out, because I don't work. I'm not looking for sympathy. Don't worry about me. I don't work. My husband has a good job. And if I want something, he usually gives it to me. Or he lets me go buy. I'm not poor living in my car, or anything like that. Neither is the older lady, but she's having a rougher time of making it work. So I thought, well, I could share it, because Trust me when I say I have a sable collection. And if you don't know what sable is, it is a stash. Let's see. Stash acquired beyond living expectancy. Trust me. But what's so funny is when I go to make something, if I want to make it in purple in lace weight, oh no, I'll take that back. I probably have it in purple in lace weight. But if I want to make something in purple, let's say medium weight, I really don't like bulky yarns. I am not into bulky yarns. I might take a second and get away from here and show you what I got at Ollie's though for $2.99. No, it was $4.99 a piece. It was the Ogo yarns. I got 10 of them. My husband let me get 10. And that's $5 pop. So that was a pretty good haul. Compared to the fact that they used to be $10 a piece. Or more, if I remember correctly. So I signed up and I said I could take care of 5 people, with the idea of going to the other house and going through my stash there and pulling out yarns and packing them up and mailing them off. I didn't do that. I went upstairs here in this house and did that. So 5 people each got, I think, 4 skeins of yarn apiece from me. That's 20 skeins of yarn. I know it doesn't sound like much, but you know, it's what I had, it's what I could give, what I could afford to mail. Let me put it that way. What I could afford to mail. Everything was brand new. Still, still had their labels, brand new. I didn't send any used or junked up yarn. Everything had labels. I included candy and hand sanitizer and a note. And I didn't hear back from 1 or 2 of them. I tried to I asked them what their favorite colors were, and I tried to send out favorite colors to them. A couple of them came back and said that, thank you so much. They really liked it. Made me feel good. No, you were not a secret angel. They knew who was sending them stuff. They got assigned to you. So then she asked me if I could do it again. I said yes, but they have to be close by and I have to be able to meet up with them. I said shipping is just not affordable, and I can only do 2 more people. Because I realized that I could be out of yarn pretty quickly if I kept it up. So she assigned 2 people to me. One person got in touch with me. We back and forth. We finally set up a date and a place to meet, but she never got back to me about time. So I said, okay, fine. I'm not the one asking for free yarn. I don't need yarn, folks. That being said, I can't afford to mail yarn, so please don't come asking me for yarn. I'm sorry, don't ask me for gift cards. I don't make any money. Again, it's not my money, it's my husband's money. And he agreed to go ahead and pay the shipping that one time. And that was very expensive and very nice of him, because I thought she was going to assign people local to me. I didn't realize she was going to assign me people all over the United States. So I told my husband, I said, I've already agreed to do this. She was supposed to sign, I thought she was assigning local people, and no, she did not. I said, and I don't want to disappoint these people. So please understand that I try not to ask him for a lot, and I try not to ask him to pay for shipping stuff. So, that being said, no, I'm not shipping you any yarn. If you want yarn from me, then you'll pay the shipping. And if I have it, I'll be glad to share it. But you have to pay the shipping again. And that shipping, I think each one cost me about $9 a piece, each box. You know, it was eight and change, so we'll just say $9 a box to ship. One of them might have been like $10 to ship. So, you know, again, 4 of those. It was, yeah, I don't remember how much. 8 and change per box. Because I know it ended up being like almost $40 to ship all 4 of those out. 5 of those out, right? How many did I say, y'all? 5. 5 of those out. So, again, if you find yourself you need a color or a certain type of yarn and you're willing to pay for me to ship it, or if you live close to where I live in Southwest Virginia, in the Christiansburg, Blacksburg area, which means I'm pretty close to Pulaski and Radford and Giles. Yeah, if you ask nicely, we could work something out. So the 2 new people, like I said, the one, she got in touch with me and I'm like, well, you know, I've tried. The other person never contacted me. I don't know what happened, but she never contacted me. You're the one wanting, I'm sorry, but I feel this way. If I wanted free yarn, it would be up to me to contact the person who's going to give it to me, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But, you know, you get on a YouTube page and begging for somebody to be your yarn angel and give you yarn, and you get assigned somebody, but you don't even message them to say, hi, you know, you're my yarn angel, and I just want to say thank you. You know, I look forward to setting up a time with you to get together. So, those 2 I never got yarn to. I'm not really worried about it, but they had yarn on sale at Joann's, and it was like $2.50 a skein. And I told my husband, I said, well, I'm supposed to be yarn angel to somebody else, and I said, I really just am not in the mood to go to the house and dig through yarn to try and find her yarn. I said, and they have yarn on sale. Or no, I had some money from something I sold. I think it was. I had some cash. That was it. I had some cash. He didn't have to pay for it. I had some cash. I said, Joann's is having a yarn sale. I said I'd be an angel to a couple other people. One of them's gotten in touch with me, and I don't have to mail it to her. We're meeting up. And he was like, oh, okay. So I said, I'm going to go to Joann's and get some yarn for her. I did. Never got back to me. We never finished setting up the time. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I really hope that she's doing well. But the yarn that I got for that person is now going to go to the lady at Tops. So maybe it was for a good reason that yarn just didn't make it to that person. But if you'll hang on a second, because I'm not blocked in on one side of my chair, I'm going to reach over and maybe I'll just go ahead and share everything with you. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So for the lady at Tops, because the other person never got back to me, I didn't realize I got this much for that young lady, but like I said, again, it was on good sale. I had cash. I think my husband told me to go ahead and spend a little. Oops. My husband may have said spend a little extra. I don't remember. Yeah, I got 2 of each color, so I got her 8 of these. So I got the Big Twist, and you know what? I really like this. This is a nice feel. The Big Twist value, 380 yards, 6 ounces, 347 meters, 170 grams, 100% acrylic. It even tells you how many skeins you need to make hat and scarf, hat, sweater, or a blanket. That's pretty cool. A 50 by 60 inch blanket. It takes a US 8 knitting needle or 5 millimeter, and the same for a hook, a US H8 or 5 millimeter hook. It's a medium weight. Machine washable, low iron, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, dry flat. And of course you want to make sure you get enough. This one was teal. I got 2 each, so she was going to get 8 skeins of yarn. It's one person. I was going to get her 8 skeins of yarn because I didn't have to mail it to her. But again, it's going to somebody very worthy. Then I got Sapphire. And yeah, they're not looking too great on here, but this is a really pretty blue color that I almost hate to give it up. But I will. This is Aqua, or a mint green. It's kind of a mintish green color, but they call it Aqua. And then this one is Cornflower Blue, or a baby blue. So that's what I got there. Or maybe I got 8 so I could give each one of them for. I don't remember. And then I got, no, these were $2.99 each. How about that? You couldn't get a better deal then, right? So then at Big Lots, so I got 5 of each colorway. These were $2.99 each. I should have made him buy me more. So this is that Ogo Quick Start by Caron Simply Soft. I'm sure you saw those out in the stores. They were a fad, is what I would call it, a fad. And it's 2 colors. And on the back it shows you how they come out. So one side would look like this and the other side would look like that, if that's what you make with it. I'm sure whatever you would do with it. This one was called Almond and Off-White. Gee! It's a medium weight. A US 8 or 5 millimeter needle, a US H8 or 5 millimeter hook, 100% acrylic, so hand wash, machine washable and dryable. 5 ounces, 141 grams, 250 yards, 228 meters. So it's not a lot on these, and when they came out, they were excuse me. I got 5 of these, and I'll show you the other one in a minute. They were charging $10. $10. And you could buy the Caron skeins that have 300 and some yards in them for that would have almost, over 300 yards, 350 plus yards. So about 100 yards more, or 100 plus yards more for $4 or $5. They really try. People went for these things too. And I'm like, are you kidding? Have you read the yardage? Yeah, it's nice. It takes up more room on your shelf. And I'm sorry, nah. But at $2.99 a piece, I thought, well, I could get some. Now I did get some before. They were on sale then too. I'm not spending $10 on yarn. Then I got the Red Heart Super Saver. So these were 2 different ones. One was Caron and one was Red Heart Super Saver. The Red Heart Super Saver was $2.99. I think the other was too. And this one is solid, well, I'll say solid gray. Oh yeah, on the back of the other one, it said something about a different crochet mosaic edge shawl. Calls for a US I-9 on this one. And then of course this is pretty much the same stuff. It's acrylic. It's, calls for a US 8 5 millimeter needle, 5.5 millimeter US I-9 hook, however. And it's a worsted weight. Now this has a lot of yardage on it. This was worth more than the $3 I paid for it, I think. 100% acrylic, of course, 7 ounces, 198 grams, 364 yards. That's 114 more yards than the other one. 333 meters. So this one would have definitely been worth, wouldn't have been worth the $10, $9.99 or $10, but it would have been worth the, the 5 or 6 or whatever Red Heart is. I didn't realize it was 2 different brands, but yeah, you can tell the difference. This one's a little, it's not bad, but it's a little rougher than the other one. So I got that. Now to show you that basket. It's a picnic basket. And it's full of yarn, so I'll pull it out and share with you what's in it. Let me scoot the past thing out of the way. And I'll pull that over here. And I'll share with you what's in this one. So, like I said, I may just take what's left of this Pound of Love and give to the other lady because she uses thicker yarns. But the rest of it is supposedly baby yarns. This was in it. I don't know what I would do with it, but I probably won't. I may just go ahead and put that there because that's also a thicker yarn. This was in it. It's a baby yarn. It's a baby weight. That's all I can tell you. Because again, this came from somebody from Tops, our weight recorder in Tops. Her mother-in-law gave her this basket of yarn to bring and give to somebody. This is Snuggly Wuggly from Loops and Threads, and it's nice and soft. Of course, it's not a whole skein either, and it's purple. I guess, yeah. Lilac. Soft lilac is what it's called. 100% acrylic, of course. And light 3. It calls for a 4mm hook or a G6 hook. 4mm or US 6 needle. But yeah, it's a pretty little color. And I can do things with things like this. I can make baby booties or a hat and donate it to something. The Bernat Baby Sport was in there. Nice big ball of it. So, you know, I could do a blanket and add these other colors into it. Make it something pretty. Or I can do a sweater, hat, and booties out of this. Maybe even scratch mitts, but I can get a lot out of that. I'm thinking this is the same thing, maybe not. Might be, except that it's whiter. Yeah, it's baby weight, but it's white. It's whiter than the other. The other's cream colored. That was in there. Well, this is a worsted weight, but there's not much of it left. I might take that to Helping Hands. I know a lady that was making some stuff out of this colorway. She might could use that. So I may take that with me to there. And then this looks like it might be a worsted weight. It looks like it might be the Caron Simply Soft. But I think I'm going to hang on to it myself. Mainly because I can make things for my Helping Hands group. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about because you're new and you maybe haven't seen any of my other videos, Helping Hands is a local to me, again, Christiansburg area, group that gathers the crafters of all sorts. Most of us are knitters or crocheters. Some do quilt, sew, and other things like that. As well, and we give what we make to those in need. So we work with foster care, the Blue Ridge Cancer Center, some of the local nursing homes, and the foster care here. I don't know if it's everywhere or if people are even aware of this, but foster care, at least here, takes care of newborns. Well, not even, I mean, pregnant women too. I guess that would be the Pregnancy Resource Center. But it's all under Montgomery County Social Services is really who we work with. But they take care of from the pregnancy on up to the 150-year-olds. So if you are in the foster care system and you age out, they now help you get an apartment and find a job, which is wonderful. This has been needed for 100 years. It really has. So they do. So we make. I love to do this. Dishcloths, dish towels, baby items, stuffed animals. We make tote bags. We make shawls. I mean, if you can think of it, we probably make it. We don't have a lot of hands at helping hands. Well, I should say we don't have a lot of people at helping hands. Even my husband, who's a crocheter, will make soap sacks because we give those to those that have mobility issues and hand issues. They can put their soap in that sack and use it as a washcloth. So he makes it, of course, out of cotton. And he drops this, we can, and if people donate stuff like soaps and crossword puzzles or search word puzzles or, puzzle books and other things, tablet, paper tablets, ink pens, whatever, soap, lotions, whatever. If people donate those, we can put them in the bags, in the tote bags, and we try to find out what cancer care needs. Oh, excuse me. What they would like to have in those bags. And if it gets donated, then we will put them in those bags. But we also make nice, good size, some make nice big size bags for the foster kids so that they can pack their stuff up and put it in those bags rather than their stuff going into trash bags. Of course, now they have that movement of your old luggage going toward these kids, or, giving luggage for these kids. It's sad to think that these kids are thought of no more than trash. You think about that. Here's a trash bag. Put all your stuff in it. You're going to a new home. Think about that. How would that make you feel? It would make me feel like trash. It would make me feel like what I have is not worth any more than going into the trash can. Now, I understand that at one point in time that was the only way the only affordable way to move stuff from one place to another. I don't know, but it makes me sad to think that there are kids out there whose life and things are worth no more than being in a trash bag. I was adopted. I was lucky. I was adopted within my family. So I didn't really go through the system into a lot of different homes. I was left with my maternal grandparents, who decided that with the two young boys that they still had at home, that they couldn't care for me. So my adopted mom was my aunt. Her older brother was my birth father. So I got very lucky. They got me when I was about 1.5, and they adopted me when I was about 2.5. I won't go into that sordid history because I know what I was told I don't think I was lied to. So, yeah, it's, it breaks my heart to think that these kids, when we wonder why kids are like they are nowadays. Sorry about that. But you have to think about that. Why be anything if your childhood was thought of as everything fits in a trash bag? So, think about that. If you're watching this because you enjoy hearing me talk and you're not really crafty, or maybe you are crafty, but maybe you don't think you're crafty enough to be able to make things that are worthy of handing out, think again. I bet your handiwork is beautiful and it would be very much loved by somebody. Now, not everybody is cut out to make things for everybody else. I have friends who are knitters. They say they're selfish knitters. I don't think they're selfish knitters. They just knit for themselves. And then I have me and a few other friends who love to knit and give their stuff away. Because how much can you use? I mean, I love my socks. If I make a pair of socks, those are mine. I'm, I make things and give them to friends and family. I make baby items for friends and family. I will make baby items to be sold. I will make I make dishcloths and dish towels as wedding gifts. Sometimes I will donate things to be auctioned off or to be given away as door prizes. I've got some door prizes I've got to get done as well. So yeah, that was my other thing. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you know my list. If you're not, that's okay. I'll tell you my list. I finished the prayer shawl. I am now working on a baby sweater. I also have the hat and booties that I need to get made with that baby sweater. I have a dishcloth that I have to design yet, and that is for the gentleman who opened a restaurant in our area. I told him, I said, well, if you make it 6 months, no, a year, I think he was at his, so if you make it another 6 months, I will make you a dishcloth. So I designed, so I told him that, and then he asked me how much I charge for my dishcloths. So I told him my rate, and my rate for dishcloth is one dishcloth is $5. 3 dishcloths are $12. 4 are $16, and 5 is $20. So in other words, you buy 4, you get 1 free. But I won't, if you say you want 4, I'm going to charge you the $16 for those 4. And I'm not going to make another one and give it to you. If you say you want 5, it's $20 and I'll give it to you. I'll make you 5. Now, if you contact me on here and say, hey, I want you to make me, fine, it'll be that plus shipping if I have to ship it. So, I told him. He ordered 10. Dishcloths. So I'm ending up making him a dozen because I had told him I would give him, or did he order? Yeah, he ordered 10 and I'm giving him a dozen because I told him I would make him a couple for, staying open. Well, I know I said 1 earlier, but actually I told him I'd make him two because I think you need two. And one of them I had to design. Two of them I had to design. One of them got designed because it was easy. The name of his business is Lost in Taste. So I did his initials in one. L period I period T period. That's his logo. So I got that done, and I got the other 10 done. So I gotta get the next one done. The next one's a little more difficult. It's his other logo, which is a spaceman with a hamburger. And of course he's out in space. You know how difficult it is to design a pattern? Very. But that's okay. I'm going to get it done. So I've got the baby stuff I've got to get done because the baby's due next month. Then that, I've got to get it done because it's been needing to get done for a year now, I guess. Maybe not quite yet a year, but for a while now. And then I gave 2 door prizes at an event. My husband and I are amateur radio operators. For those who are seeing this for the first time, my call sign is K4NIT. It without the 4 in it, of course. And so with that, one lady was supposed to get 2 dishcloths and 2 dish towels, but she was a little disappointed because she wanted some stuffed animals. So I said I'll do stuffed animals, or a stuffed animal instead if you want me to. Well, no, she wants me to do the stuffed animal and the dishcloths. So, you know what? So what? I can do dishcloths and a stuffed animal. And then the other lady that wanted a stuffed bear. So, that's fine. I'll do stuffed bear for her, stuffed eagle, and then a couple of dishcloths, dish towels. And I may even do the same thing for the other lady, too. No big deal to me. I mean, dishcloths and dish towels take a couple of days. Especially when I'm doing 4 of each. Yeah, it'll take a couple of days. Maybe 3 days total. That's fine. I'll be happy to do that. Then when I get all of that done, I hope, knock on some wood, yes, my table is wood, I can start knitting some stuff to start doing shows. I hope that my families are done having babies, because their babies are not old enough to have babies yet. Thank God. So hopefully, I'm done with all that, but I will be making baby things for tables. I do commission work, as you know, the Lost in Taste guy. So I just, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. And I've been talking for almost an hour. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Remember, you are loved. I am here for you. You can contact me. I will put my information. I will not give out my phone number or my home address on here, but I will put down my email and my Facebook so that you can get in touch with me that way. So come come friend me. If you do friend me, send me a small message saying, I'm friending you because I saw your Facebook and, I need to talk, or I just want to be your friend. But yes, you are loved, and I would rather you come back and visit And I would rather you cry on my dry shoulder. My shoulders never get wet. They're always dry for you. So have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll do my best to be back next week. During the week. It'll be earlier in the week because we're going out of town next weekend. We're heading to Ferrystone Park. We have, for the ham radio thing, we have, I don't get on, I don't do contesting, but my husband does. And it is the Virginia Cuso party next weekend. And where Ferrystone is, that is a rare county, which means that they don't have amateur radio operators working in that county, I guess. Or that don't, there might be some, but they don't do the Virginia Cuso party. So it's a 2-for-1. It's Parks on the Air and the Virginia Cuso party. So if you're an amateur radio operator, be listening out for KK4 EWT next weekend. It's Saturday through Sunday, but we'll have to pack up Sunday and leave because we have to go help with a testing session in Roanoke, Virginia. All right, we stay busy. And again, love you. Have a great weekend. See you next week.